Hey everyone, good morning. Good morning from Zagreb here at the MMK or Booking Manager Summit. I'm really happy to be here this morning to kickstart off this very first presentation in on stage two. I hope you are all good. And I have to say, first of all, thanks a lot for all the organization. I mean, you guys don't see all the technical stuff, the technical gear. Nadia, who is like coordinating all the comments in the chat. And to get you a bit engaged also this morning, I hope you had a bit coffee because it will be really, really intense the next few minutes. Please write down in the comment 1 or 0 if you already like the event, then say yes with a 1. Just type in the chat 1 if you like the event so far, or 0 if you don't like the event and you don't think you will join next year. But I guess Nadia will tell me in a few seconds the answer, and I believe it will be 100% yes, and so number 1's coming in the chat. So this morning I prepared a few slides and I want to show it to you. But if you are just starting off, a beginner, then you're in the right place. If you are planning to become a bit more advanced Mailchimp or email marketing expert, then I highly recommend the second slot today at 2 p.m. Or we have also another slot at 11 tomorrow morning at stage 1, where I welcome you if you join and give me your next 45 minutes. But to jump off the presentation, I would say let's get started and see what Mailchimp can do particularly, and also email marketing can do for your business, for your agency, for your chart operating company. I prepared these few slides and I have only 45 minutes, so I'm just also relying on Nadia that she will give me a red card when I be on like 40 minutes so far, or a red mask, so that I can also be really efficient with your time. But before we jump into the details, I just want to give you a brief understanding of who is talking to you. My name is Paul, and I really, really love Mailchimp, and Mailchimp also loves me. They send me every year a little present because, of course, I'm working with the tool a lot. I bring them also a lot of clients, and I really also increase the value and increase also the growth of companies I work with. So that's why I love Mailchimp, the tool, so much, because a lot of people out there, also you, can use it already. It's not really easy, not really difficult. It's not really sophisticated. But if you want to go deeper, you can use it as a really professional email automation tool. And secondly, of course, I do a lot of marketing automation and also help especially local businesses to grow digitally on a long term, on a sustainable growth. So this is who Paul is, but a lot of people maybe ask yourself at the moment, why should I actually use email marketing today? In today's digital landscape or jungle, you could say, there are a lot of tools, and I guess you heard already a lot of presentations who say you need to reach your audience through Google Ads, through Google Search, through social media, through all different channels. And now Paul is talking to you and saying, hey, you should use email marketing in order to reach your audience. So at this stage, probably, you're like, all right, why should I use this? And I can give you the best answer I hope none of the other speakers could give you so far. And it's really also a business-wise logic. Email marketing has, as you see here on the slides, the highest return on investment on any kind of channel. So if you look here on the slide, you see email marketing gives you, for each euros or dollar you spend, $40 on average back, which means you have a lot of in return if you really put the time and the money and the focus on this channel. None of the other channels, for example, paper brochures, or if you invest in organic search, so if you hire a copywriter, create blog posts so that they rank organically, all those other channels, also PPC campaigns from Google Ads or display banner ads, or the last channel is if you have a mobile application where you can bring your clients back via push notifications, none of those channels has the same return on investment than email marketing. And this is, of course, as we are all businessmen and women, it's like the most important thing that we are focusing our budget on those channels who drive back any kind of investment. So this is like reason number one. But I don't want only to stay with like this kind of business focus scenario on your side. I have even two other reasons why you should use email marketing. The next big reason is it's actually the first thing people are checking on their phones every morning or also on their desktops. As you see here in the slide, there was a summary conducted, and I guess, Nadia, correct me if I'm wrong, you will get the slides also after the presentation, so you can look into the sources of those facts. More than 50% from 100 people asked are the first thing in the morning is check their emails. Of course, a lot of people are also checking social media feeds and other things, but email is as a channel or as an app really, really valuable to be in your clients' inboxes. So that's reason number two. And the most important reason for me personally is reason number three. It's actually, if you invest in email marketing and if you grow your email list, it's actually your own digital asset or your own digital gold. Because none of those other channels like Facebook, Instagram, or even Google search is belonging like to you. You don't own these kind of channels. If Google or Facebook is changing the algorithm, your whole strategy needs to be built again. You have to, think about what can you do differently to rank higher on Google or to get more reach on social media. So this is like a really, really tidying up process. And if you are like Dagobert Duck, you should like really think long term and try to build as much digital asset as possible. And this is only possible with your own email list. So I hope I could give you like a lot of reasons, 3 reasons or why you should email as a preferred tool and as a focus tool. So the next question I always get, all right, I totally get it. I'm bought in. I really want to use email marketing, and I hope you also want to use email marketing. Please maybe comment in the chat with a 1 if you already use email marketing, and please put a 0 if you are not using email marketing at the moment, or if you think you could improve it. Maybe Nadia will give me a bit like a feedback in the end. But next question or next section is like, how can we use it? How can we optimize it? Or how can I start with email marketing? And I don't want to bother you with like, what's open rate, what's click rate, and bounce rates. Of course, if you have this question, you can ask it in the chat, and I will get back to that anytime. But I have actually 3 points, 3 really, really important points, which I want to highlight what you should do and how you should actually do email marketing. First point is, don't focus on the click, focus on the journey of the customer. A lot of people are like, and that's also what I see in the practice at companies I work with a lot, that they're focused on open rates, click rates, that they want to increase any bits and pieces of their reports. But at the end, it's not about like 1 click. It's not about 1 open rate. It's about the whole journey. You are with your customers. You're with your interests and leads. And that's the first point. And it's just like also a big kind of action item. I have here like 2 different email options. Of course, you can use with Mailchimp or any other mail tool, single campaigns or automated campaigns. And I just want to, also please put it in the chat. What do you think has the highest open rates? Single campaigns? Then please type a 1. Or automated campaigns, please type a 2. And by automated campaigns, I mean trigger-based campaigns, which are sending out to customers when they do an action or when they book something, or those kind of transactional emails. This is what I mean with automated campaigns. Of course, a single campaign can be also scheduled, to send out automatically in the future. But that's not what I mean with single campaigns. So please just here in your own gut, and what do you think? Single campaigns or automated campaigns get a higher conversion open rate? Please put in the chat 1 or 2. Because we have like a 15 seconds delay, I think I can't wait for all the answers, but I give you the answer straight away. It's automated campaigns. You wouldn't believe it, but you will see 80 to 85% open rates, and that's not like a named up number. It's like based on sources and also experiences where we set up, like, for example, automated customer journeys. They receive really like at least 50 to 80 and 85% open rates, because people expect something from you. If they book a yard, or if they request uh, anything from you, they expect that an email is telling them, hey, everything went well. If you don't do that, they are kind of scared and think like, hey, I need to call this company and ask if everything worked well. So yeah, this is like the power of automated campaigns. And from the feedback of lovely Nadia here, I got a lot of ones, which means a lot of people from you thought that single campaigns has a higher open rate. In the end, it's not reality. Reality, single campaigns has like on average a 20 to 25% open rate. So you can check your numbers now if you're in your email marketing tool and see if you're below or even over average. And I will also go into details how you can maybe increase that for your campaign. Of course, it's not like a easy task. It's not like, you can lie on the beach and it will go up automatically. You need to do something for that. You need to work hard on how to increase open rates, how to increase click rates. But again, the return on investment is on our side. The whole truth is on our side. So that's why I really urge you to invest in email marketing. So now that you're aware of what you can do, single campaigns, automated campaigns, the next big thing is to really work on that. And on this point, especially on the automated part, I always see this kind of picture. That everyone is super busy, preparing their single campaigns, preparing their monthly or quarterly newsletters, but they should invest actually in automated campaigns. They should think about what kind of customer journey are we having? Are we seeing? What kind of people are then maybe requesting or even having a trip already finished? This kind of information you could actually use to work around your automated campaigns and see those kind of really high open and click rates. But of course, it takes time, and I just want to remind you that we are not in the 4,000 years ago, and at this age, we are in today's really digital and innovative age, and we just need to put our focus, our whole resources on those automated workflows, and then I would argue use single campaigns, of course, on a regular basis, monthly or quarterly basis. But if you set up automated workflows with for example, Mailchimp, you have a 24/7 salesperson talking directly to your audience, to your interested people. And one really good tool we are doing with a lot of companies is customer journey mapping. So you have, for example, 4 or 5 different stages of customer journeys at the beginning when they are kind of aware of the problem. They want to travel with their family or with their business to Croatia, which is a really nice country, by the way, or Greece, and make a really good trip for a week or 2 weeks. And of course, you should somehow bring awareness to the people who are looking for that. Maybe also, that's not the best step to invest in. Maybe the better step is if they're in the consideration phase, so when they are searching prices or checking maybe different countries. So those different stages can be mapped in a customer journey map, and I don't want to bother you with the details. The most important thing to keep in mind is that a lot of people, and maybe that was also part of the presentation during the summit, are thinking in this way. They are thinking in this old way that they have 4 stages, the awareness, consideration, decision, and at the end the purchase phase of a customer life cycle. But this kind of funnel, which we are used to think of, is actually an old way. The new and modern way is actually building a flywheel, which you actually, with your business, it doesn't matter if it's a charter operation or even an agency, can do something like this, like a flywheel. Because at the end of the purchase phase, you could actually re-engage with them and bring them back into consideration, to awareness in the long term. And here also just a brief view in the new customer journey builder for Mailchimp. It's really actually to build up those kind of customer journeys accordingly to those phases. So if you go into Mailchimp or maybe you use another tool, you can build up those different automated workflows quite easily with a drag and drop builder, set up tags, and then also bring the customer or the contact to another level where they receive automated emails based on their context. That's really important. And please also, maybe just for my reference, if you've used already the customer journey builder from Mailchimp, please enter a 1 for yes and a 0 for no, so that I also are a bit better aware. If you want to also have maybe a quick demo or also maybe a more practical guide, please join us at the advanced level today at 2 or tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Here I just want to give you a quick example of how those customer journeys could look like for your business. Here's like just 4 basic really steps from a customer. At least you have the contact details when they booked a yard. Then you actually know also when the trip is happening, so you can put like a deadline, to make them really exciting. Or, of course, when the trip is over, because you have a start and ending date. And these dates, you should somehow mark in your system to then re-engage or engage with them on an automated workflow level. And even also when they are, having like past the event, you could even offer them at the end a special offer for next year to bring them back and not to go like with gatekeepers, with agencies, so that you as an operator, for example, I don't want to blame the agencies, but if you are like operator, you can then save your the big commission and also invest it even more in your own digital assets. So this is just a quick example how you could maybe use that, how you could think of a use case to use this kind of customer journey builder and to build up automated workflows. So sorry, I think to be a bit quicker, but I hope all this will be recorded so you can watch that anytime if you think like, oh, that was way too much information. So go back maybe then to the Booking Summit app to rewatch this presentation. Because my second point is, and we're having a third one, don't worry, you need to share the lessons and the stories you and your customers are receiving through your solution. And in this kind of point, I want to highlight something really, really nicely said by Gary Vaynerchuk, a really, great guy all over the world on online marketing. He said something like, don't focus about the creation, about the production process. You won't be able to set up a perfectly environment with like cameras, with audio gear, with lighting. It takes way too much time to really deliver a piece of content. So that's why he said like, please keep in mind that you need to document just more than you create. And this is so easy with all our smartphones, with like Instagram stories, with any other software you're using or social media app, with your camera app on your iPhone or on your Android devices. You can pull out your phone, quickly talk to the camera like I do. I don't have any audience except like the technical and Nadia here, but you just need to focus on this little lens, and that takes, of course, a bit practice. And truth be told, as I started, like, recording, video trainings, speaking, I was drinking also a shot of whiskey before I did that, just to get a bit more comfortable. And that's not a big deal, You just need to find a way how to get used to this modern kind of documenting your life, your story, your lessons. So this is like a really, really good thing to put in mind. And maybe video is not like your preferred kind of channel. There are a lot of other content pieces out there. You can invest in really good photo, in text, or even in audio if you're like really not comfortable with the camera. But I guarantee you, video is like the best medium, the best piece of content you can use, because it's really, really simple. Our brains work much better with those kind of information, because my words and my whole appearance is like used to the physical human, and you can really input much more information with video as like, for example, with audio or text or image. So that's why videos are like getting super much attention, and actually that's a fact. 80% of all the content in today's world are consumed over video. So this is why I really encourage you to have maybe a shot of whiskey next to you when the next time you're thinking about making a quick video. So please don't make any excuses and start record something with you. And just, if you think like, okay, Paul, yes, email, video, what's coming next? It's really simple. I give you the most three important videos you should create and you can use also in your email marketing workflows, which you can do actually this week. You need to focus on your product first. You need to show maybe the boats you are owning, the boats you have. You can do something with it. You make a quick tour with your tripod, with your iPhone. It doesn't need to be, maybe it's a bit shaky, maybe it's not the best lighting, but just start it. You don't need to, make it really professional at the beginning. The second big video is testimonials. Please, if you have the chance and good customers, long-term customers, ask them to record something on WhatsApp to send it over to you, or put them like in your office and say, hey, would you mind to give us like 2 or 3 different sentences in a video form, how your trip was, how your experience was. And based on that, you can super optimize your email marketing campaign based on the industry people are in. If it's a family vacation, of course they want to see reviews from other families. And if they are booking a business trip, then you should have like business people talking like what's the benefit of booking a yard, booking a trip with your company. So testimonials are really, really a big plus here. And the last thing is like a company video. So people need to understand what drives you, what motivates you to do what you do. And exactly also why you do it, why you want to offer family trips, business trips, and so on. So those 3 videos are really, really important to have in the long term as an asset. And you can share that also if you're more familiar with video, and that's what we do on a monthly basis on our VIP video section here at the printable newsletters we are sending out. It gets like crazy click rates. And I just want that you, I hope we have still a few people in the room here. How many?
You have about 12 people right now.
12 people. Please, 12 people on the channel here. Type in the chat, what do you think is like the click rate of this kind of newsletters when you have a video here? I will give you the answer right away because we don't have a lot of time. It's like 34%, 35, 34% on average open rate, which we see when we include, and we include that every time, so the people expect that already, a VIP video, which we only produce, I only produce that, it's just a 1 or 2 minutes quick video for our audience, for our email audience. And that's maybe also a good practice, a good tactic for you at home, that you also maybe feel comfortable, because not a lot of people are looking at this. If you think like 1,000 people are on the newsletters, 35%, you can do the math. It's not like the whole world is seeing this video. So that maybe gives you also a bit a better feeling, and also a bit more relaxed feeling that you are directly talking to people you know from your email list. And you can even see who clicked the video. So that's why I love email marketing so much. And I think the whole technical team at this moment is also thinking like, hey, why didn't I start email marketing before? So that was the second part. The last part on how to do email marketing the best way is like really get personal. And I hope at this stage, at this time of the presentation, you see that I really mean that this is the best channel, and that I also am personal involved in like this topic. And you can do that as well. And the first thing is, again, don't be shy to stand out, to be in front of the camera, to be in front of your customers, because anyway, you're talking to your customers on the phone, via email, whole day. So what holds you back to go in front, your camera, go in front of the people and become your own brand ambassador? You as a CEO, as a founder, as like a decision maker in the company are actually a brand ambassador of your company. So that's what I urge you here. And the last point on how to do marketing, email marketing really well, get personal. And of course, this is just like a mindset thing. This is something you need to really understand, that you are the brand ambassador. None of other like employees or someone from outside the company can do this job. Only you can do this job. And the first really simple tactic in email, in regards to email marketing, is write personal. Write with your recipient name. Don't use like info at, or the worst thing you can do, and I will watch you. I will watch all those 12 people who are like live in the chat if they offer a newsletter, and I will subscribe to any of those, every of those email newsletters. And if I see a no reply on any of those, I will visit you. I will visit all the people who put a no reply as an email sender profile, because that's the worst thing you can do. You need to be personal here. Put a picture on people's inboxes so that they click to your inbox. And that's also, I think, like, yeah, how is the open rate here? You can also put that in the chat and guess, like, just think about how is the open rate here from our emails. It's like crazy high. We have like over 50% of open rates because the people expect something written from me as a CEO, as a brand ambassador of the company. And that's basically also the number one factor, the sender profile, who is sending me an email, on the factors of how or why people are opening emails. It's the number one factor. It's even more important than your subject line. You know, people are thinking like, what should I put in the subject line? Fuck off the subject line. Put your face and your name as a sender profile. Step number one. The subject line is, I think, with only under 50%, really high reason to open a rate. It's also a big topic, definitely, but the sender profile is way, way bigger. Another last thing on how to rate personal is put a quick signature with your face, with your name, so that you sign actually this piece of content, the email, which you deliver on a monthly, quarterly basis, I don't care, on an automated basis to your audience. So this is like also really, really good tactic. And I can give you an example of that you also need to trigger, or that you report your reply rate. Because anytime a person replies to your email, to your newsletter, to your automated workflows, it's gold. It's the best thing which can happen, because all the inboxes, like Gmail, Web.de, or all the other ones, they are tracking, of course, the spam factor, which I don't want to like go into much detail, but which are tracking the spam factor. And anytime someone is replying to your email, the inbox is saying, all right, this person, this company is really trustworthy, so we don't score them as a spam. And again, that's the best thing which can happen. And also, please leave the people in reply also that you reply back to them. Last thing which I want to mention as a personalization level, that's of course maybe for a bit advanced people as well. You use information on your contact level to, for example, with Nifty Image, use personalized image. It's a really great tool. You can start using it for free to include images from, for example, the yard they booked, or maybe the industry they're in, like family, business people, or any other vacations, that you can customize images on a really personal level, which delivers amazing click rates. And also, last thing I want to highlight is get personal through video. Again, also I hope that this presentation give you a really deep also understanding of how to deliver a personal video talk. I don't expect that anyone is doing that on your own, but a tool with Video Ask, you can literally record a quick call to action, a quick 60 or 90 seconds video to ask people what they should do. They might also should like give you also a video recording back, a video review back, how their trip was. So you just need to place a video one time in Video Ask and say, hey, thank you for booking a trip with us. It would mean the world to us if you leave 60 seconds in video or audio form. People can choose how your trip was. How was your experience? It's much better than like sending them. Of course, Google My Business is also important with star ratings. I get it. But having these videos from your clients is like growing you 10x, because you can place that into on your website. You can place that into your emails. And just to get practical here as well, I want to rate this presentation right now, right here. So go on your mobile phones, type https:// printable.tips/mmk minus feedback to record a quick feedback from my presentation. So then you know exactly how Video Ask is working on a consumer level. So you can use also Video Ask for free and set up your own kind of call to action video, which you can send again as an automated workflow after people booked a yard or ended their trip to your customers. And of course, none of those 12 people now in the chat will fill out this feedback and record them in their living rooms or wherever you are at the moment, but maybe 10%, maybe 2. I will tell you later or tomorrow in the advanced section how many people use this feedback tool already. So this is the last tooltip I want to give you to get really personal. So I don't know how much time we have left, but 20 minutes? 20 minutes is perfect. So we can go right now. This was just like concepts, of course. And in the last section, I want to talk a bit more about like different things you can actually also do today without like, don't worry, recording a lot of videos, doing stuff which might feel uncomfortable to you. I put here a few pieces, a few use cases also for you to really optimize, especially your Mailchimp account. But of course, you might be able to use that knowledge, which I will show you in a minute, also with your preferred marketing tool. And quick side note: if you're done now with recording your feedback for this presentation, you can maybe type in the chat what kind of email marketing tools do you use at the moment. Is it Mailchimp? Is it ActiveCampaign? Sendinblue? Just to name a few. Just put it in the chat so that Nadia can give me also feedback. And of course, don't forget the questions if you have some for at the end of the presentation. So I brought, and don't worry, I won't show all the, I think, 25 different use cases you can do with Mailchimp and much, much more. I just want to highlight here in the beginner level just 5 of those use cases, 5 of those practical things you can do today, and you don't need to pay actually money to use to do those use cases. It's all on the free plan. So the first thing, totally free, which you should do is get Mailchimp in your pocket. Get it on the app or Android store for free. It's really, really good and great user interface where you can check later in the day, tonight, your contact lists and go through them. And you will see also a kind of star rating in the contact profile, which is really interesting factor or really great measurement on how active, how engaged are people with you. So those people are mostly like your VIP people, and that's what you can do actually. You can tag as like a mini CRM all your contacts in Mailchimp and do that actually on your way home, in the bathroom, wherever you are holding your phone. So that's like the tip, practical tip number 1. It doesn't hurt, doesn't cost anything. So please also maybe pause the video or go quickly to your phone and download the app, register your account or log in if you have already information. And I also compared now a lot of other apps, marketing apps, for example, HubSpot or Aweber or all the others. They're also good, but they're not focusing that much on email. They're focusing more on other activities like more sales or other open rates. But Mailchimp app is really good to use, really easy to understand, and it has, I think, a lot of languages also if you're not that comfortable using English. The second big thing, which doesn't cost you anything, is start tagging your clients. Also maybe on a manually basis, depending on, of course, how many people are booking yards with you. You need maybe to find an automated process, which you can do as well, don't worry. But for the beginning, just to get a feeling of how to use tags, so that you tag a person, for example, who started a trip, who ended a trip in 2018 or March or October, or doesn't matter. If you place this tag into a contact, then you can build up an automated workflow later on. So that's why it's really important to start tagging your contacts and to also have them a better feeling of how many people are in your audience. And based on the tags, or also based on maybe other activities maybe they sign up, on your website or start something with when they subscribe. You need to set up the automations feature on Mailchimp, or now it's called Customer Journey Builder, which is really really nice drag and drop feature you can use for free, at least for one contact. Of course, you need to pay for more interactions on this tool. And one of the last tips I want to give you, we can do actually right away and doesn't cost you a fortune, but it's really effective to send out postcards. You can do that manually on a single campaign basis or on an automated basis where you send them every year or every 6 months a quick postcard where you don't need also to push them to sell something, where you can maybe include, if your customer belongs to a certain group, like let's say a family or let's say, I don't know, a business, you can post any kind of picture from your other customers, from your audience on those postcards and say, hey, another nice trip has been done, or any sorts of other activities, which is just like bringing them into the mind, hey, maybe I should do another trip with your company next year. So this is really effective, and having a postcard also at your home, maybe you and your family know that, you don't throw that away really easily. You place that maybe on the kitchen table. You have that laying here for like at least 5 or 10 days until you think like, okay, now it's going off. So please make sure that you also prepare your brand, your logo on those postcards, so that people are always recognizing your offer in the long term, and then you are owning basically your customers. They will always go back to you and don't start researching on Google, because this is like a really tedious process of researching, comparing prices. Most of the people, at least that's my opinion, are happy if they have an easy solution, if they have a really good contact, and that's what you can also offer with, for example, postcards, that they have a number, WhatsApp, for example, so that they contact you immediately. And the last tip I want to give, you can start using right away, and it's also on the free plan at Mailchimp. Use the Creative Assistant. It's a really, really great tool. They just started building that up in the last few weeks or months. And here I put in a brand or yard agency operator, I don't know, certainly, but Eastjon, yeah, thank you. It's Greece, a company. I put in their website, just like that, and Mailchimp is checking all the content, the image, the headlines, putting maybe more images from Unsplash or Pexels, like open source images, to those content, and you can use these kind of pieces for free. You can place it also, if you see here the drop-down menu, viewing designs for full width. You can put here, select the drop-down menu, and have like for each channel optimized content, which is actually quite good looking. I don't know, Nadia, what do you think? But it looks really well. So you can use also these creatives to place into your social media accounts, to use, of course, for your email marketing campaigns, and all sort of other things for free. And it doesn't take like a long time. It's really just placing in your URL, your website, if you have one, and then Mailchimp is doing the hard work for you. So these are like the main basic ideas I want to deliver today on, how to, or why, first of all, start using Mailchimp particularly, why to start with email marketing. And in the end, of course, it's just a tool compared to others. But I believe, and that's why I love Mailchimp so much, that Mailchimp is one of the email marketing leading tool, and it's really easy to use. And only when we love using tools, we will really use them. It doesn't, bring us any closer to the goal if we all the time frustrated when we're using software which we don't like, but we need to do it because it's the only one, or anything else. The next thing I hope I could deliver really well on was what kind of 3 main reasons or best practices are out there on how to do email marketing automation in like a really great way. And of course, I could talk on, and I don't know how much time we have, 10 minutes left. We can put that also into questions, or can go through, because I have some backup slides. Always have backup slides. with other use cases you can use specifically with Mailchimp, and that was like the last section where I hope I could like give you a really good update and really good like motivation on what you can do or how, what you can do with Mailchimp in email marketing, or actually in marketing automation in a general level. So these were the basic slides. Thanks a lot for your attention. I would put over to Nadia. So please write down your questions in the comments below. Maybe there were already a few. No. Then we wait for like a few seconds where I can give you maybe also a brief call to action by signing up maybe to our newsletters to get inspirations, because that's also a big thing people are like missing. You know, they are like thinking, hey, we need to send out newsletters like in the last minute, and they don't have any inspirations yet. So I can also jump also quickly on the presentation and give you a free tool which you can check out. It's called befree.io, where you can basically steal ideas on email copy. So if you write down, I don't hope anyone can see the browser here. If you go to befree.io, you can literally steal those ideas, which, for example, are really easy to use, and you can also start designing for free. And they even offer like, you know, contextual and timely relevant material. For example, now Black Friday or Cyber Monday, if you're planning to have some sort of campaign, you can basically go in there, get started, and build on top of those emails your own campaign in Mailchimp. Like it's also integrated really nicely on Mailchimp. So that you can like use the work you're doing in BeFree, for example, to then send it over to Mailchimp. So also here, there's no excuse why you shouldn't use a higher level of email templates. And now I think we're getting the first questions coming in. Or let me drink a couple of water.
So we have the first question from Patricia asking how to get inspired, but I think you just answered that question.
I already read your mind, Patricia. What is it, Patricia? I hope that give you BeFree a really good tool. Of course, Mailchimp, there are also some sort of basic templates, I would say, but definitely check out BeFree. I will include that into my backup slides, so you can always make sure that you can click on my slides at the end if you want to find this BeFree inspiration tool again. And now it's getting rolling. Questions are coming in. Really good.
So I have a question from Daniele from Italy. We're asking, hi Paul, it was very interesting. Do you recommend different content in Mailchimp depending on audience, or it is better to follow a single line of content?
If you have the resources, thank you, Daniela from Italy. Daniela? Thank you, Daniela from Italy. If you have the resources and the energy, always be as personal as possible. So it depends, of course, what kind of information you have on the contact. For example, you can set up a dynamic image in Mailchimp really easily based on the gender. So for example, if you know that the contact you sending emails to is like male or female, you can change image or even industry. It's also a really good one. If you know if the contact is in the industry of like a business or family trip, or has an interest in this kind of group, then you can change the contact dynamically for this group particular, but you send out only one newsletter. A lot of people are like segmenting then their audience first and creating like 3 or 4 different newsletters, but that's not what you need to do. You can actually target different people with different content, and it's also really powerful. I can include maybe also a quick guide on merge tags, on the highly used merge tags for Mailchimp, which is really the go-to tool, and that's what you should also do, that you can create something like if or else statements. So that's on something a lot of people are having trouble with when they want to start with personalization. And starting with personalization for a lot of people means we are recalling their name. We say, "Hello, Nadia," and then they're like, "Hey, I did personalization. Now I'm off. I'm totally fine." But that's just the beginning. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We sent it out actually today, a highly personalized email. Maybe I can give you a screenshot also in the backup slides, where we have, I think, like at least 10 personalization pieces on the email. But again, this delivers at the end results. And with those merge tags, if and else statements, for example, you can check if your contact profile in Mailchimp has the information, like first name, last name, full name, whatever. And if not, then you can use like a generic term, for example, friend or sailing interest, sailing captain or whatsoever. So this, like with merge text, I would highly recommend to check that out. I will put that also in the backup slide for you, and I hope that answered your question. We have more?
I have another one from Patricia from Honoris Charter Agency. How many newsletters would be okay for clients not to feel spammed?
Thank you, Patricia. This question, I really love this question because it's coming up every time. How many emails should I use? It really depends on the context. So let's say if you have automated workflows, maybe 3 per day is totally okay. Maybe, you know, for single campaigns, if you just are talking about newsletters, if you have the resources, I would start with maybe once a month. That's what we do, because then a lot of people are saying, hey, I only send out email newsletters when we have something to talk about. If you are following this rule, you will send out email newsletters maybe once every 5 years. Because then you think like, okay, I follow maybe this task, I do this. From my understanding and also how I work with clients, we need to fix and we need to plan on a regular basis. If you're really starting and you don't have a lot of resources, okay, it's totally okay also with once a quarter to talk about your business, to talk about your learnings you had also as a business owner or decision maker. But if you have the resources and time, I would go into more like a periodic sending out email newsletters for once a month for single campaigns. Automated workflows, of course, can get set out more. And the reason or the question that they don't feel spammed, if you have like a VIP video, a special piece of content only for them, they never feel spammed because they want, you know, to see everything through your eyes. And this is what you need to think in mind. If you, of course, talk about topics you don't even care about, then this could also happen that you spam them every month. So that's what I want to maybe highlight in this answer. Hope that answered your question.
And I have one last question for you. Is there a difference between general newsletter for like advertising or follow up with clients in how much you can send?
Definitely. I mean, following up is like, of course, having, you know, you have a context already, you have something built, which, you know, elephant is standing in the room, you're asking, hey, can we help you with the booking? Are you still interested? Of course, there's like a big difference, and there are like also a really good templates from HubSpot, for example, on how to follow up in a not spammy, not really pushy way. Because of course we get a lot of emails, no doubt. And the best thing we can do is just to be also open and tell them, hey, in the follow-up mail, are you still interested? We need to, you know, focus on our planning. We would like to know if we can reserve the spot for you, something like that. So in these kind of emails, follow-up emails, there are a whole other psychology, and I think like we have also a talk here in sales psychology, which is really an interesting topic. But of course, in this kind of context, you can use other factors like limitation, timely bonded methods, so that you can say, hey, we can only reserve you the spot for like, let's say, 48 hours or like 1 week. So those like follow-up mails, personally, I do not more than 3 or 2 follow-up mails. Then the really last email, I really tell them, hey, we are like breaking up more or less, you know, we won't bother you anymore, you can always reach out to us. Or, of course, you can set also a tag or a follow up in your Mailchimp account that you might follow up like later the year. With the other email, yeah, you just need to be relevant and also think about what kind of content and exclusive content you can deliver to not really be spammy with your audience. And I hope that gave you a lot of answers, a lot of also motivation for Mailchimp. Nadia is showing me the red flag, so that means you have a bit break. Thanks for your attention, and happy to see you in the advanced level later today and tomorrow.